You're listening to a segment of the APON Nerds podcast. To listen to the full episode, be sure to check us out at aplayonerds.com or find us on iTunes, YouTube, or SoundCloud. Enjoy!
It's time for Nerdy News.
Because everyone comes to us for their respected news source.
Absolutely.
Hey man, I love nerdy news. I'm like a fanboy on the show, like, hey guys, hey, we're gonna do nerdy news now? Yay! Exciting!
I really enjoyed that music, and it's actually from a 1980s news broadcast. I found out.
Okay, I wasn't sure where you picked that up.
It was like, I doubt anyone's like claim copyright on that because it's like from the 80s and some
one very angry old newsman somewhere,
some local station.
All right, so I'll go ahead and get it started off. And as always, I come up with a clever name for my story. And this week it is batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So in Borneo, of all places,
lovely place, I hear,
they have found a carnivorous plant called a pitcher plant, whose leaves literally look like big basins or pitchers.
Yeah, pitcher plants.
And what they found is that bats love hanging out in these pitcher plants. Not getting eaten by them, but just hanging out. Nice, cool place to hang out during the day. And the pitcher plant naturally attracts flies and bugs, and so they get to eat some of those. And for a long time, they couldn't figure out why bats were so attracted to these pitcher plants, and they found out the pitcher plant is actually shaped as a sound reflector, so that when the bat sends out echolocations, it literally echoes back to the bat, and the bat can find it real easy.
Does the bat think it's another bat?
No, but apparently it just makes it very easy for them to identify them when they're out. And very so then they then find them, land in them, hang out for a while, eat some bugs. And what they found the pitcher plant gets out of it is bat shit.
Guano.
Which is rich in nutrients and nitrogen. And they get as much bat shit as they can guzzle down.
So that also means pitcher plants are highly flammable, I would assume.
Fill the circle of life.
Yes, and disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting. So I just remember going to Jamaica as a kid, and I was there with my sister's boyfriend, and he smoked a lot. And he was about to light up a cigarette in a bat cave that we were touring. And the Jamaican guy was like, "Don't do that!" He like stopped him from lighting because he was going to blow up the whole cave.
I like the Indian Jamaican man.
I know why I came out Indian.
Yeah, do not light that in here.
Don't light that in here.
No.
That is very bad idea.
Another one going on the back end of pitcher plants. So we, all three of us, have a friend in common that had an experience with a pitcher plant. So my mother, very much into gardening, had pitcher plants in our backyard, and it was we had a cold snap in Central Florida, so she had all the plants inside, and for whatever reason, I had friends staying over, and so one of the places she hangs plants when she runs out of space is the bathroom. It's moist in there, they're easy to water, but it's warm nonetheless. So he took a shower, and one of the pitchers turned upside down and dumped out its contents onto him, maybe in a very sensitive area. Oh. And your skin does not like the whatever it is, acidic or poisonous substance that's in the bottom of the pitcher, especially if it collects water. So don't bathe in pitcher plant juice.
And that man's now a woman.
No, he made a full recovery.
There's somewhere in the world where there's a spa treatment based on burning yourself with a pitcher plant. Someone pays money for that. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, in LA, I would assume.
So that's batshit crazy.
Patty, what's your news story?
Well, because I'm the guest on the show, I've got to bring us all down. That's my goal here.
Well, you already delayed the show so long,
so I've got to bring it down, and we want to certainly remember this week we lost a great Mr. Iwata from Nintendo. He was currently the president of the company. And I think the best way we can remember him, for those in the news segment of this, he died from a tumor in his bile duct that was going to be removed. If you're going to get taken down by something bizarre, I guess. I don't think that's all that common.
True.
Doesn't sound like it.
So I just want to remember him with a few quotes. Now, forgive me, these quotes are almost 10 years old, but I think they pretty much, you can see it reflected in Nintendo as a company. the quotes I'll share. First one, which is the big and popular one. Above all, video games are meant to be just one thing: fun. Fun for everyone. And I think that's very shown in Nintendo and the games they have. Mm-hmm. He was also quoted as saying, "We are trying to capture the widest possible audience all around the world." Another thing I would certainly say is done by Nintendo.
I thought you said widest.
Widest. Most
that might
people.
be accurate.
Another. He was also quoted as saying, "Even a small amount of power can have a great effect when concentrated on a certain area." So, I mean, Nintendo's always been kind of the least powerful console, and I think that was just like a stab at that. And then lastly, I never once been embarrassed that children have supported Nintendo. I'm proud of it. That's because children judge products based on instinct.
That's really smart.
That's very good too.
And they always have been kind of a unique company outside the other big companies, you know. And
the only reason I called him Mr. Iwata is because I will butcher his first name.
I will butcher the word butcher.
Oh well, Nintendo's had very successful presidents in the past. I'm sure that they will elevate somebody who will continue to lead Nintendo and make the games and craziness we've come to expect.
Oh, and absolutely. And their newest voyage into the forward as far as the gaming world, they did recently announce that they are joining the mobile platform for phones and things like that, because consoles aren't as popular, because we want to play games on our phones. So hopefully we'll see the likes of Mario and Zelda and Metroid on our phones.
I want TV and movies. That's what I want.
This is what I've been telling people forever. If they made a Pokemon game and made it so I could turn on Bluetooth and battle and trade with people, I would pay $20 for that game on the iOS store.
And you would spend thousands of dollars in add-on content.
The in-game purchases.
I would buy the privilege of catching them all.
Buy to win.
Insert catch 'em all music.
But I hear they're in development of either a Zelda movie or TV show, one or the other. I'd love more of that. Maybe a retry at the Mario movie, perhaps. A Metroid movie would be awesome.
Let's just leave Mario alone.
Mario maybe.
Let's go with the other guys.
I loved that movie.
That was bad enough.
You could have a great Pixar-style Mario movie. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, that's true. That would be fun.
Not live action. He doesn't really belong in live action, you know. But Zelda could definitely be a live action movie.
That's true.
Anyways, good story there.
So what's your nerd news, Jarman?
My nerdy news is something out of space, the final frontier. There's a dwarf planet called Ceres, which I forgot to look up exactly where that's located in our solar system, but NASA sent the Dawn spacecraft out there to take a look at it and basically get an imaging of it and kind of map it a little bit and figure out more about what its makeup is. And once it arrived there, it's making several passes around the planet and slowly getting closer each time and taking different routes so it can get the whole thing. And at one point, it took a photograph that it sent back that made everybody go nuts because it had these two lights on the planet, really bright white lights. And at first, NASA admitted they did not know what they were. And then a week later, they're like, oh, it's absolutely ice. It must be an ice reflection on the planet. Like, oh, well, there's ice in the planet. That's fascinating in itself. And shortly after they said that, the Dawn spacecraft had detected an anomaly and went dark. It basically shut itself down. And it's basically was awaiting further instructions from NASA. So this is all fascinating. And so then eventually they redid it and had it come back online. They reprogrammed it. And suddenly, instead of going closer to the lights like everyone wants them to, they said, oh, we're going to take it further away from the lights and send it on another pass because we want to make sure it's reconfigured and set up better so it doesn't mess up or anything. So it was all just very odd that they... And that's what the interesting thing is, too, is that now they're saying, oh, and it couldn't possibly be ice, so we still don't know what it is, but we're pretty sure it's salt. So salt is apparently now making those giant, two bright white lights.
It's ghosts?
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Or alien ghosts.
It's aliens or alien ghosts, one of the two, or Bigfoot shining mirrors at us from Ceres.
Sure, he is a trans-dimensional being, from what I understand.
He smokes cigarettes.
Or it is the real-life incarnation of Doom that is actually the portal to hell.
It very well could be. So anyway, I thought that was fascinating because it is kind of weird. When the government does flip-flops like that really fast and they're not really sure what the hell it is, and the spacecraft mysteriously shuts off, either by NASA or by accident or by aliens. It's fascinating.
Yeah, because the government never flip-flops on things they say.
Just like they did with Roswell.
So you're right. This is weird.
Roswell, they were like, we caught an alien spacecraft. And then the next day, they were like, weather balloons. And then 10 years later, they're like, actually, it's Mylar, this weird special project we were doing. And now they're saying that it was crash test dummies. So they still can't figure out their story. Aliens. Ghost aliens.
I'm going to say it was Nazis.
Nazi aliens.
Nazi aliens.
Zombie Nazi aliens.
aliens.
Who are also ghosts.
The ghosts of zombie Nazi aliens.
Coming to you in a theater in 2020, Nazi ghost alien zombies.
That's more like straight to Sci-Fi Channel, but yeah.
I'm not even sure it would make it straight to Sci-Fi Channel.
on your local PBS station.
Straight to Mexican television.
Filmed in Gary's garage. I love Gary.
Well, we'll keep our eye on that. Maybe it'll be alien ghosts.
Maybe. You never know.